Hi there. I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you concerning this term that we have been seeing in social media quite a lot lately, end stage capitalism. And it goes along with this notion that we are seeing the end of capitalism. And also what a lot of these influencers and people on social media are saying, and politicians as well, they're saying that capitalism will ruin the world and we can't have capitalism and so on. I need to warn you about this because that rhetoric, that way of thinking, I think is very dangerous. We have seen it before. And just thought someone was coming, but it's very early in the morning. By the way, I'm up here in my local woods. My name is Bjorn, and I live here in Norway in Scandinavia. I'll get back to that. So, what these people are trying to say, and I should add that my background, I'm not an economist now, but I went to university, I studied economics. That's my background in that regard. What these people are trying to say is that we must abolish capitalism and have another system. We have seen that before, and it tends to lead to communism or socialism. There are some slight differences in communism and socialism, but it all boils down to those who have things need to give that away, or a lot of it, they need to give a lot of it away, or else it will be taken away from them with force. That's socialism and communism. It's just, it's very difficult to argue against that because people will not willingly give away their possessions. So there you have it, So communism, socialism is a very brutal way to govern a society or to organize a society. Also, concerning Scandinavia, I see a lot of leftist American politicians there pointing at Scandinavia. Oh, that's socialism. Look at that. And I see it on social media all the time. That's socialism they have in Scandinavia. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. So, okay. It's as stupid a statement as, oh, look at Scandinavia. They were disarmed by the government. They don't have any guns. By the way, hunting season is starting soon. I'll be wearing an orange hat then because it's not safe in these woods. When they start shooting, Norway, Scandinavia is not socialist. We're not democratic socialists. We're not social democrats either. We have political parties that are those things. But if you want me to describe Scandinavia, I would say, these are capitalist countries, plain and simple. And capitalism is not an ideology. Capitalism is what happens when you leave things be. If you had people moving into this campsite here, and people who started living here, permanently, eventually you would have capitalism because they would start trading and they would maybe have a bartering system that would develop into a monetary system, and there you have. Then you would have capitalism. That is capitalism. Adam Smith's invisible hand. It's the principle that when you just leave things be, then you have capitalism, and that seems to benefit the community in total. What we are seeing now, and what these people who are saying, oh, this is end stage capitalism, what that is about is not the effects of capitalism. It's actually the effects of a lack of a free market, right? Now, I don't want to become too academic here in this video, but you need to have laws and regulations to prevent corporations forming oligarchy, all right? So what that means is that you will have some corporations that buy up other corporations, and they become too powerful. So now you no longer have free competition, right? And then you don't have capitalism anymore. Then capitalism has become oligarchy. And that's what these people are talking about, basically. So it's not that capitalism is bad. It's capitalism, just a natural thing. And we need to get back to capitalism. What we need to get rid of is these mega corporations that basically control nations and buy politicians. Antitrust laws needs to be put in place, and we need to break up. I think Google should be broken up, and a lot of these other giant corporations as well. Now, I said, and I'll probably put in the title that it's dangerous what these people are talking about, and it's dangerous to see politicians who say that they are socialists get into positions of political power, because they will wreak havoc on society, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a socialist, as you may have guessed. Socialism is something that you tend to like a lot when you don't have much. But if you're like in my position, who have worked yourself into ill health and pain, and therefore you kind of have wealth, you're not a big fan of socialism, because it involves me having to give away every year a lot of what I have earned in past years. So yeah, I don't like socialism, and I don't like the taxes here in Norway either, by the way. It's insane. It's just insane. But when capitalism breaks down, you have brutality. What's this? The squirrels are throwing pine cones at me again. You get brutality. You get the government, or the new government, moving in, using force, using violence, using the threat of violence to take your stuff. And everyone ends up poor, except those people in positions of power. It's amazing to me that people can't see that. It happened in every single communist country. So another thing that happens is that you take away people's incentive to work and to make an effort. You are not going to put in an extra effort in your work, in your craft, whatever you do, if you know that it doesn't matter if you do your work well or not. It doesn't matter, because you're just going to be paid this amount here anyway. People will not start up new businesses. That's what we're seeing in Norway with the taxes here. People, they move abroad to start businesses, generally, because of the taxes here. It's frustrating that people, especially younger people, they seem to have learned nothing from history. Maybe they slept through history classes, or maybe their professors or teachers were just very, very leftist and subjective when it comes to history, political science and these things. I don't know. People should stop to use terms like end-stage capitalism. They should stop thinking about capitalism as an ideology. Socialism is an ideology. Capitalism is not. So, yeah, am I in defense here of these billionaires, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and so on? No, I don't believe that they seem to me to be not necessarily very good people. But I don't know them. So, you know, I do think that if you took away Elon Musk's trillion, is it a trillion? He's got like $1 trillion now. That would actually not end the world hunger, because you can't eat money. This is again, you know, kind of difficult for people to understand. Also, he doesn't own $1 trillion. That's in companies, right? So in order to get that money, you would have to go in and forcibly sell the company. So someone's going to own it, right? Who do you want to own it? Someone in China? Someone in Russia, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. Someone's going to have to own the company. What does end poverty and misery is actually not money. It's education, proper health care, moving away from these dogmatic religious institutions and more towards a secular kind of society. That seems to be the recipe for a successful society, a successful nation, you know. If you look at poor countries, a lot of them are poor because they were communist, and they became communist because that was a response to what they perceived as colonialism. That's a difficult word to say for Norwegian. But you could actually argue that the same mechanism would happen, like, oh, now we are responding to capitalism. Look at Elon Musk, he's so rich and there are people starving and he's so rich. So let's have communism instead. Well, yeah, now everyone's poor, now everyone's starving. So yeah, but anyway, put your comments on abuse in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.